Hello everyone and welcome to the Sport Family Hatchback testing video for all the cars that has participated in this challenge. So the challenge was very awesome. I've seen some crazy and amazing cars that we'll be seeing right now in a moment. So after a very painful and hateful waiting for my internet connection to start working again, fortunately they came last night and they have fixed it, and now it's working like a charm. So we'll be testing and we'll be having so much fun on the road Atlanta circuit. So the total participant in this challenge, total cars that has participated are 27 cars. The number is not really high as the supercar challenge, for example, because in the supercar challenge the total participants were 44 cars, but I don't know what happened, but 27 cars still a very good number. So from these 27 cars, unfortunately 7 cars has been disqualified because they have broke some of the rules, or their cars are lacking lots and lots of details. So you can't call those cars because, well, some handles are missing, some wipers are missing. They are not really cars. So that's why these 7 cars has been disqualified. If you want to know what are these cars, I'm gonna write, you will find their names in the description below. Just read the description and you will find out which cars got disqualified. So we have 20 cars. Those 20 cars has passed all the rules, and I will pick only the best 15 cars from those 20. So we will be starting with the 15th place when it comes to total category points. That's how I determine, that's how I choose the best 15 cars. I will add the 8 category numbers, and the total number will determine which car and which place this car is holding. So we will be starting with the 15th place and work our way all the way to the first place. The first place, it's not the quickest car. No, I'm talking only about the total category, the total number. And then one of those 15 cars will be the quickest one around the road Atlanta circuit, and that car will be the winner of course, the Sport Family Hatchback challenge. All the cars that we will be seeing today are efficient, very reliable, very practical, sporty, comfortable, economical. They are really good cars with good luggage space, with good horsepower, torque, and everything you need in a Sport Family Hatchback. So remember, have fun, enjoy the video, and now let's start with the 15th place and the 15th place car. All right. Alright, so this is the Blue Driving. The Blue Driving is actually a pretty nice car. I mean, look at it. The front end is very good, sides are not bad, and well, everything is about this car is elegant, basic, and beautiful at the same time. One tiny bit that I really hate about this car, of course, are the rims. These rims are, or the wheels, these wheels are, well, they're not really for a sporty hatchback. Well, they look good on a van, maybe an SUV, maybe a pickup truck, but not a Sport Family Hatchback. That's the only thing that I hate about this car, but everything else is just perfect. You already know the horsepower, you already know everything, in the picture before the video, so let's just focus on driving it. One lap, do or die lap around the road Atlanta circuit, but of course we need to turn off the traction control first. So here we go. Steer. It's okay, it's controllable. There is a huge difference actually between the real road Atlanta circuit and this one, because when my internet connection was broken, I was playing Forza 7 on my computer, and yes, I've played and I did some laps with a Lotus Evora on the road Atlanta. That car is phenomenal to drive in Forza 7, and yeah, there are quite some differences, but let's focus on this car. So the Blue Driving, as you can see, is not really bad to drive. It's quick and it's not bad to drive really. There's some sort of understeer, but it's very controllable and very fast, and it's stable. Not bad. The stability is not bad actually. And brakes on. Oh, the brakes are rubbish. Unfortunately, the brakes are not really good. I'm not gonna do another lap. No, it's just a do or die lap. Alright, here we go. It's not really a perfect stable car, but it's not bad. So 1 minute 52.854. The brakes need some attention, as you saw. I pressed the brakes, I was shifting down, but the brakes are not really powerful or not really enough to, you know, to slow the car down from high speed. So let's move on with the next car, number 14, of course. Alright, so in the 14th place is of course the AER. Well, the design of the car looks actually not bad. I mean, look at the front end, very good. The sides are very simple, basic, and look at those beautiful rims, the rear diffuser, the twin exhaust pipes. Well, everything about this car is good so far, and the attention to details are good. Look at the rear spoiler, and those wipers, very good. Alright, so let's see what this little beast can do. Very good. Alright, 1 minute 55. 1 minute 55.088. So it's not the quickest one, although the blue, we did this one, the blue driving, although we did actually, you know, went off the track a little bit. It wasn't really stable, but it still managed to be quicker than of course the AER. Alright, so this is the 14th place, and now let's move on to the 13th place. When I'm saying 13th, 14th, this is the total category, you know, places, not the quickest car here. Of course, at the end, when we finish from the best and or with the car with the highest, of course, category numbers, then we'll determine, and we will look at the total time and see which one of these 15 cars are the quickest. All right, so let's move on with the next car. Alright, so the next car is called the AlHaid. A little weird name, but it's not really, I mean, it looks unique actually. Looks very unique. The color is very unique. The designing, as you can see, is looking very good actually. it's not really that bad. Two-door sedan, or sorry, two-door hatchback, not sedan, two-door hatchback. And look at the hood, the front end, very elegant. I really like the design of this car. It's not really bad. It's very stretched and very large, I think, but it's not bad. But you know, the third braking light is a little bit extra large, which is not really appropriate, but everything else is very good. So let's fire it up and see how long it will take it to go around the road Atlanta. Oh, front wheel drive. Too much power for the front wheel drive. Okay. Have to be really careful with the throttle. Oh, very sensitive steering. It's not really good. Power is very good. Suspension tune, not really good, because the suspension tune is making the steering to be super sensitive. Because I think the suspension tune is designed a little extra more to the oversteering side, not the understeering side. And that is why the steering is super sensitive, like a little touch and the car will just turn really hard. But the engine is very good, it's really powerful, brakes are not bad, suspension needs a little bit to the understeering side to make it extra grippy. A lot of wheel spin. Of course, it's front wheel drive car, all the power is on the front tires, but it's good. 1 minute 52. Really good, I like it. Oh, it's the quickest one so far. So this car, the AlHaid Jugo Mark V, did 1 minute 52.471. Very good. I'm really impressed. Yes, I did actually lose some seconds, of course, when I was pinning the throttle to the max and making the wheels spin a little bit, but I managed to keep it under control. But so far it's really good. 1 minute 52.471. Really good. Alright, so let's move on with the next car and see how that will go. Okay, so the next car is called the Leicar Deser, D-E-S-E-R. This Leicar actually looks not bad actually. I mean, it has the same stretched body of the same as the previous car, but this one is 4-door, not 2-door. That means more practicality, and the rear end is very basic and very decent. The tires are a little bit extra thick. Thicker tires mean, you know, more comfort, but yeah, these are really big tires for those small fenders. And well, everything else, the mirrors, the side mirrors are a little bit, you know, a little bit down. They should be a little bit more up. And the wipers not bad, but no vents, no window washers. So yeah, this car is missing some details, but yeah, and the turbo badge is in the wrong place. I don't know if this is a bug or not, but it's in the wrong place. Yeah. All right. So let's see how this what's the name of it? Yes, the Leicar. Let's see how this Leicar will do. Front wheel drive again. Power is decent. Not much wheel spin after the first gear. Perfect. Suspension is good. The steering is not really sensitive. It's a little bit sensitive, but it's not really dangerously sensitive. Engine is quiet, which is good for the family car. We don't want the screaming beast. That was a little missed the apex. It's quick, it's not really slow. This thing gets very sensitive steering at high speed, which is really weird because usually you expect the steering to get extra firm on high speeds, but in BeamNG.Drive, especially in automation cars, it's a very different story. It's the opposite. You'll have a very regular steering at low speed and super sensitive steering at high speeds. 1 minute 55.655. It's not really the quickest one here, it's actually the slowest one so far, but it's very enjoyable. Not much wheel spin, it's very controllable, although as I've mentioned the steering gets a little extra sensitive at high speed. So 1 minute 55.655, a lot of fives in this total number. Alright, so let's move on with the next one and see what's what. Alright, now the next car, it's called the Quartz or the Quartus, maybe. So this car actually looks very unique in its own way. Look at those alien looking headlights, the big meshy grille, which is, I think it's too big. The headlights I think are too big, they should have been a little extra small. And the side mirrors are, I mean those side mirrors actually belongs on a pickup truck maybe pickup truck, maybe an SUV, because they are very huge. I mean look at those side mirrors, very huge. I mean anything can actually hit them and break them. And let's see, the tail lights are very cool and very unique. The badge is very cool. The rear wiper is a very nice touch. The rear wing or spoiler, whatever you want to call it, is a very cool touch with of course the third braking light. The rear diffuser with integrated exhaust pipes, very nice touch. The rims are very cool. Everything about this car so far is cool. Alright, so let's see how this thing will perform. All-wheel drive, manual gearbox. Yep. Acceleration, very good. Press the corner, brake, and turn again. There is a little bit of understeer, unfortunately. Yep. As you can see, we are off the track. If you turn too much, it will understeer. If you turn too little, it will also understeer. How is that possible? Maybe it's not really understeering. Understeering, yes, when you press the steering too much, yes, but I think the tires are not really too much grip. I have to slow down to give them a chance to grip. Alright, let's keep that in mind. 1 minute 15, 16, 17, so far 18. It's not really quick, but it's not bad. Brake. Brakes are very good actually. They can slow it down. They can slow it down nicely. A lot of the cars that you are seeing right now has inline 5s and inline 6s. 1 minute 51, quickest one so far. Very nice. 1 minute 51.754, which is really good. The Quartus or the Quartz, I'm gonna call the Quartus RS. The quickest one so far. Very good. Alright, let's move on with the next one. Okay, so the next car, it's called the Churchill Chipper. Of course, the Churchill name is very common. We all of us know who is Churchill, and of course the Churchill name is not new in this channel. We have seen some Churchill creations in the past challenges like Supercar Challenge, I think the Taxi Challenge, maybe the Cop Car Challenge, and lots of previous challenges. We have seen the name Churchill with some crazy creations and some bad creations, but you know, usually very good creations. And I haven't actually driven this car. This is the first time that I will be driving this car with you. This is the first driving experience, so let's see how the Churchill is doing. But first, let's check out the styling. We have a black finished metal roof, which is really cool. I like the blue color. This is the signature Churchill color, this signature blue, which is really cool. The black rims are a nice touch. The rear is very normal, nothing special. The front has a big fat grille, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, no sunroof, nothing special. Alright, so let's see how the Churchill chipper will perform. So the Churchill chipper is all-wheel drive, 285 horsepower. Acceleration is not bad. Too much boost is going in. You can hear the boost. The suspension is good so far. Yeah, this thing likes to drift. Not power sliding, no drift. This thing likes to drift with, which is really cool. The engine is not really powerful, to get it to have a massive wheel spin, but this thing likes to oversteer. Nice, really enjoyable car. It's not quick, but it's very enjoyable around corners. Yeah, it's not really a quick car, but it's really enjoyable. And brake. No need to brakes, no need to use the brakes on most corners. 1 minute 51.421, which is the quickest one so far. Absolutely beautiful. The Churchill chipper super sport 4-wheel drive twin turbo. What's the engine? I forgot. Churchill. This thing has a Boxer 4. Oh, nice. A Boxer 4 turbo with extra mayo and a drop of Tabasco. I like the name so much. Extra mayo and a drop of Tabasco. Very cool name. Alright, the Churchill is a very good car in this challenge so far. I really enjoyed driving the Churchill, the chipper, this one, because it's really nice. The suspension is very nice. The brakes are very good. The engine is not really what you call powerful. Yes, it has 285, but this car deserves, let's say, 320, maybe 350 horsepower, and then it will be perfect. But the handling it's superb, really good. Alright, so let's move on with the next car. Alright, so the next car, it's called the Taz Shawarma, which is an Arabian, actually an Arabian dish. You can find it in restaurants, but yeah, I'm gonna call it the Taz. So the Taz, as you have already seen, it has a 2.2 liter inline-5 turbo, 345 horsepower, not bad really, 5.3 seconds from 0 to 100, and front-wheel drive. So this thing should be a little bit extra interesting. Let's see. Now the design is, to be honest, it's a mess actually. Nothing fits perfectly. I mean, look at those headlights, they don't actually fit the lines. Too many grills, too many things on the front, The side, well, look at those two lines. They don't actually, you know, they don't actually go with the design, and that vent over there, I mean, I don't know. Look at the rear end is, I don't know, it's a little bit weird. And look at those, look at the exhaust tips. Look at those, of course the license plate holder. I mean, it's not really that bad, but I don't know, it's weird. It has some sort of weird styling. I mean, from a distance it looks good. And look at those, what are these? Oh, these are like antennas, and at the same time, maybe not antennas, what do they call those, like shark tails on the roof? Maybe they will provide some sort of, you know, aerodynamics, maybe some sort of downforce, who knows. Alright, so let's drive the Taz and see how it will perform. Front wheel drive. Lots of wheel spin. Powerful engine. Brake. Since it's front wheel drive, you have to be really careful with sensitive steering, because it's very common. Oh my god, look at that. I couldn't actually steer to the apex. Wow. It's good, but it's too oversteering. The suspension was too so much oversteer. I mean, the rear end doesn't have so much grip on it. It will just let go. The front end will grip, the rear end will let go, which is not really good. But it's quick. It's not a slow car. Looks unique, drives unique. Hopefully it will be quick on this track. Very quick, right? Oh, this. No, it's not going to be the quickest one, unfortunately. And some handbrake turn. Alright, so it's in the 5th place so far, 1 minute 54.621, which is not bad actually, not really bad, and it's really fun to drive it. I mean, as a front wheel drive car, it's really fun to drive, but it's not really what you call grippy and perfect to drive, but it's really fun. Alright, so let's move on with the next car. Alright then, so the next car is called the DVD Koti, K-O-T-I, maybe. So this thing has a 3.2 liter V6 turbo, 272 horsepower. I mean, the engine is big, the engine is not really that small, it's the 3.2 liter V6, and this thing is only pushing 272 horsepower. That's too little, I think. I mean, you can do that naturally aspirated with this V6, you don't need the turbos. And I think maybe he used the turbos to make it more efficient, but when you say I have a twin turbo V6, everyone would expect from a 3.2 liters like 350 horsepower, maybe more, but 272 horsepower, meh. Rear-wheel drive, this is the rear-wheel drive car that I've mentioned before, 5.5 seconds from 0 to 100, so let's see how this thing will perform. Rear-wheel drive hatchback. Okay. Of course, 272 horsepower is a very controllable horsepower for a rear-wheel drive car. It will not kill you this amount of horsepower, but yes, it can of course oversteer and spin out. So you have to be really careful. Super quick and super careful. the design of the car, I forgot to mention it. It looks like a mix between a hatchback and an SUV maybe, or you know, those crossovers, you know, those small SUVs that, you know, they pretend to be an SUV. Yeah, it has the same thing, like those rails on the roof to, you know, to bolt on luggage, which makes the car more practical, but it doesn't really look like a hatchback anymore with those rails. It looks like a tiny crossover. Yeah. Yeah, of course, the rear-wheel drive car. You need to be really careful at high speed, because as I'm looking right now, there's not much downforce on the rear tires, which is not really good in a rear-wheel drive car. I mean, yes, it will be more fun around every bend, but much downforce. 1:57.588. Yeah, it's not really the quickest one here, unfortunately. I mean, I tried to go really hard with it. As you saw, it tried to spin out most of the time, so I kept it under control, and we managed only 1:57.588, unfortunately. So yeah, it's a nice car. It's a really good car. It needs some extra aerodynamics or downforce on the rear tires or on the rear axle, but everything else about this car is very fun to drive. I mean, a tiny bit of throttle, and it will power slide and smoke the tires, which is really fun, but yeah, not really controllable. That's why it's 1:57. All right, so let's move on with the next car. All right, I know this car. I think will make some headaches in the comment section, because a lot of people will say, "Oh, this doesn't look like a hatchback. This looks like a sedan," which I agree with you. This thing looks like a sedan, not a hatchback. But unfortunately, in our mission game, this body is counted as a hatchback because, well, the rear end or the trunk or the boot, whatever you want to call it, it opens not like a regular trunk. Not only this panel. No, it will open fully on. From over there. I mean, that's the starting point of the trunk all the way down there. All of this will just pop open, which is unique. I mean, I don't know how, I can't really imagine all of this panel will open like fully on over there, which is very unique. So I would love from you in the comment section below to tell me, is this a real hatchback or is this a sedan? Because in my mind, and not in my mind, I think in everyone's mind, they will look at this car and they will say it looks like a normal sedan. I mean, you have to explain it to everyone that, oh, look, I have a rear hatchback, I have a rear hatch that I will open, not a regular trunk. So yeah, but forget about that. I mean, look at the design of this car. This looks like a Chinese car, maybe Japanese. I don't know actually what are these symbols, but I mean, the design, look at it. It looks very cool. Look at those beautiful headlights. That beautiful front of course lip, very cool. I really love the design of this car. I mean, I can ignore the fact that it's not really a hatchback, but look at it. It looks very decent, very beautiful, very modern, very elegant. The color, it's not bad, but I would prefer maybe silver, maybe black, maybe white, maybe red. But this blue shady, I'm not really a fan of it. And the badge, I like the badge, the katana, the same name from the same Japanese sword, I think. So let's see how the katana or how the AME will perform. drives very nicely. Suspension is very good. Engine is powerful. Brakes are actually not really good. They get very hot, and you need to really lay into them so they can work. And I think that's because the car is heavy. Alright. 1 minute 48.588, the quickest car so far. Yes, I know this car is not really looking like a true hatchback, and I know some of you in the comments will agree with that, but as a car, as you know, when we're talking about as a car, the engine, the suspension, the gearbox, everything is well thought out with this car. Really good car. I'm really impressed with it. It drives very nicely, it's very stable, it's very fun to drive, it's very amazing around corners. The brakes needs to get a little bit bigger, I think, or maybe add a little extra grippier maybe brake pads, but they work not bad at all. Alright, let's move on with the next car. Okay, so the next car, it's called the Piker. The P-I-K-E-R, the Piker. This thing has a 2.8 liter V6 engine, of course turbocharged, 342 horsepower, and the front wheel drive. Wow, all that power to the front tires, so this should be interesting. The styling of the car is very basic, I mean nothing special. Basic rear end, nothing on the side to look at, I mean really basic. The front end, I mean the front, yes, it looks very unique in its own way, and the roof, well, there's nothing going on over there, so it's pretty basic. I mean, even those rims are like 90s basic rims. So let's see how this thing will perform. Lots of wheel spin. This thing is very nice to drive. And brake. Brakes are good. Minute 48.721, the second fastest car here. Very good. I think if I actually started with it very sensibly, well, it will be much faster than this. Okay, so the next car, it's called the Velox ABM, a name that we have heard a lot before in a lot of previous challenges, which is a very good name for any previous car. I mean, we have seen some crazy creations, and check out the cool attention to details. I mean, look at those badges and those beautiful, look at those headlights. I mean, look at that, very angry industrial looking headlights. The side of the car has some very good attention to details. The rear is a very nice touch. Look at that beautiful sporty rear spoiler, and those fat tires with those, of course, big rims. Very nice touch indeed. Alright, so the Velox ABM has a 4-liter V6 turbo, 536 horsepower, all-wheel drive, 3.4 seconds from 0 to 100. Very nice acceleration. Sometimes horsepower it's not really relevant because you need to control it. You can't just put a 1,000 horsepower engine in a small car and say my car is the quickest car ever. No, because you have to control this power. If you can't control it, then there's no point. I mean, it's controllable here. It's very much controllable, but because this thing uses an open differential, it's rubbish. Yeah, it's the worst thing you can ever do, which is putting like 500 horsepower, 550, something like this, with an all-wheel drive machine, and then decide at the last moment, no, I'm not gonna put a geared limited slip differential. I'm gonna put an open differential, which is rubbish. I mean, this thing doesn't want to grip. Around corners, you put your foot hard down, and this thing acts like a front-wheel drive car. Nothing understeers and you crash into a wall. But it's fast because, well, the engine is powerful. The brakes can get hot. 500 degrees. It's very quick, yes, but it can be much quicker. This thing has like a geared limited differential. 1 minute 44.137. Very good time. I mean, 4 seconds between the previous car and this one, because, well, this thing has 500 horsepower, which is very good. Too much horsepower is always good, of course, if you can control it. And this car, yes, you can control it, till some point, but if you lay your foot all the way on the throttle all the time, yeah, it will not be the quickest car ever, because I mean, tires will spin and this thing will understeer because, of course, of the open differential. If this thing has like a limited slip differential, oh my god, this thing will be much quicker than this. It will be a tire smoking machine. It will be a superbly handling machine. I mean, it's very good now, but it will be excellent with the limited slip differential. Alright, so let's move on. Alright, so the next car, it's called the Mondo EB4. The EB4 number, I've heard it before and I've seen it before in previous challenges. I think the track car challenge, I think that was a crazy creation, the EB4. And this one is called the Mondo. This thing has a 3.2 liter inline 6 turbo, 400 horsepower, all-wheel drive, and 4 seconds from 0 to 100. The design is very unique. This thing has very unique touches. I mean, look at the side, those beautiful lines. The front end is very unique, and the hood has the same grooves, same unique grooves. And look at the roof. I think he wanted to give us like an impression of, a panoramic roof that is actually closed. I mean, it's not bad, but yeah, it should have been black, not the same color of the car. Let's see, the rear end is very unique also. Big vent, twin exhaust pipes. I like those small vents, they look absolutely beautiful. Rear wiper, look at that reversing camera up there, and a big massive third braking light. Really good. I love the design. The rear tires are super wide. I mean, I don't know why. I don't know if these actually are providing grip, or maybe they are just for showing off, but these will be very expensive to replace. And a family hatchback should never be expensive to maintain, and those tires are expensive, really. Long gears, okay. very sensitive steering. Power is very good. Brakes. Oh my god, the last moment. Minute 45.321, the second fastest car so far. I mean, really good to drive. It's really powerful, it's really good, and it's very close from a 500 horsepower car. I mean, a second, 1.2 seconds difference. That is actually very quick. Really good car, really good car to drive. And I think this thing has maybe a vicious limited slip differential, or maybe an open differential, I think. Because yes, it's still spinning the tires, but with less force, less than the Velox ABM. So yeah, it's very good to drive, really good fun, and very quick in the straight line. Not really bad at all. I really enjoy driving the EB4 Toba. All right, let's move on with the next car. Alright, so the next car is called the OpenUp Nashimira, a very weird name. I don't know if I can pronounce it again, the OpenUp Nashimira, I think. So yeah, so I'm gonna pronounce it only once and forget about it in a moment. So this car, I mean, looks very hatchbacky. Look at it. I mean, it's tiny, it's small. I mean, look at it, it's small, it's compact. Look at those beautiful angry taillights, single exhaust pipe, and I mean the same goes for the front. Angry headlights, angry grille, everything is angry about this little car. I mean, I really like angry cars, and this one is one of them. Really angry. The concept license plate is not really appropriate because, well, this is not a concept. I mean, we want to sell those cars as family sport hatchbacks, but everything else about this car is very angry. And let's see, the OpenUp, I think that's correct. This thing has a 3.5 liter inline 5 turbo, 333 horsepower, front wheel drive. That's a mistake, I think. So let's see how to perform. Alright, so it will grip at the end. Acceleration, not really fast because of course the wheel spin. First corner, not bad. You have to lift off or it will spin. Open differential, I think, or maybe vicious limited slip differential, because the vicious also acts in BeamNG.Drive, acts the same as an open differential. It's not bad so far around corners. It spins the tires so much, which is not really appropriate, but it's very acceptable. It looks angry, which is really good. And brake. Good. 1 minute 51.638. It's in the 6th place. I mean, yes, it's not really the quickest car here because tons of wheel spin, because so much power, and not really grippy front tires. But it's really fun, and it looks really angry and really good. And yeah, it has a very weird name, but very desirable looks, which is really cool, good in a family sporty hatchback. All right, let's move on with the next car. All right, so the next car is called the Cantara GTS 4. This thing actually looks very decent. I mean, look at it. It looks like a truly looking beautiful hatchback. The color, the scheme of the color. I mean, yeah, look at the badge back there. I mean, very cool badge. And look at that. I mean, it's very basic. It's very elegant. Look at that beautiful chromey line down there, and that beautiful vent. Yes, the brakes are not really aggressive looking. I mean, look at it. They are really tiny on the back. And let's see, we have double wishbone also on the front. Not bad. I mean, the suspension is looking decent. We have an inline 6, which is really good. Let's check it. So according to my book, it has a 3-liter inline 6 turbo, 282 horsepower, and all-wheel drive in 4.8 seconds. I mean, it's not really bad. It's quick. All right. Sounds decent too. Acceleration, very good. This thing accelerates like a true hatchback. It doesn't accelerates like a supercar or a super sporty car. No, it accelerates like a sport hatchback, which all cars should do. But unfortunately, some of you guys have some weird designs, weird vision. I mean, yes, I like horsepower, I like speed, but when you get in a car and the car is handling as you would expect it to do, you'll be happy with it. But when you get inside the car and you drive it, and then that car surprises you with problems like understeer or oversteer, it will be disappointing. Of course, this car will not be the quickest one here, but it's handling like a hatchback. It handles like a true family hatchback. It sounds good. Looks very basic, very elegant. A car that you want to buy and keep it and use it every day to go to work with. And it's not a slow car. Look at the speed. Brakes works very nicely. Dual clutch gearbox, so you can use it as an automatic gearbox, and if you want to shift manually, you can do that. It will shift very fast too. One minute 52. I mean, that's the number that I'm expecting. Look at it. It's in the middle. It's in the middle of the numbers. Middle. This is a medium looking car. Looks in the middle, drives in the middle, and definitely it's not really the quickest one here, and definitely scores in the middle. So let's move on with the next car. Alright, so this is the Velox, which is the #1 car here. I'm not kidding, this is the best car. Not the best car when it comes to, for example, the drivability or speed or acceleration. No, the best car when it comes to the total category numbers, which is really good. I mean, I wasn't actually expecting these numbers to reach this high, because of course, because it's a small hatchback, I didn't actually expect it to be that good. So this is the #1, the best and the highest, and the best car with the highest total category numbers. So the Velox this car has scored 434.1 total category number. This car is super safe, super reliable, super efficient, super sporty, and super comfortable, and of course super drivable. And what else? Super practical and reliable. So this thing is pretty much perfect. I mean, it looks actually decent too. Look at the front end. It looks a little bit angry, subtle, beautiful, sporty. The side has the same beautiful idea, and we have a sunroof, yeah, which is really cool. And the rear end has very cool attention to details. I mean, look at that. We have parking sensors, rear view camera. We have also a tiny rear wiper, twin exhaust pipes, rear vents, third braking lights. I mean, this car is well thought out. I really like to look at it, and I don't know if this car will be good to drive or not. So we will be seeing that in a moment. Alright, so let's see how this thing will perform, but before we start with that, let's talk about the specs. 3.3 liters inline 5 turbo, front wheel drive with 350 horsepower, 5.6 seconds from 0 to 100. So it's not the quickest one here, but it's the best one to own because it's super efficient, fast, comfortable, etc. You know the idea. So let's see how to perform. So lots of wheel spin, of course you'd expect that from a front wheel drive car. 350 horsepower, so it will not be the quickest one, but a car to own, it's very good. The numbers in the automation game are really high with this car. I mean higher than all of the other cars. Suspension is tuned a little bit to the soft side, to the more comfortable side, but it drives normally. It doesn't really act like a boat. It acts like a gentleman, sport family hatchback. I'm not saying gentleman, for men only. Of course, women can buy this car, but you know what I mean. When I mean by gentleman, I mean it's subtle. It's quiet, it's efficient, it's safe when it comes to crashing, God forbid. And it's not really a slow car, 180, 185. It can reach very good high speeds. Very good work for whoever made this car. Brakes work nicely. Oh! We had a puncher. Wow, I did actually hit the apex in high speed and that resulted in a puncher. Oops, my bad. One minute 55. Which tire? Oh, the front tire. So yeah, what is it? Where's our car? So it's in the 14th place. Of course, it's not the quickest car here. It was tuned to be a city car, a car for the family, not to go, crack Nürburgring, of course, lap times and so on. But it's not really super slow. I mean, 1 minute 55, same as the Liker, and it's quicker than the DVD Cody, which is very elegant, and it's very close, of course, from the AER. I mean, very close, less than a second. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So that's the #1 car, and now let's decide the winner of the challenge. Alright, so this is the winner of this challenge. This is the winner of the Sport Family Hatchback Challenge, the Velox ABM Ripper. A very amazing car. Look at it. This thing has scored the quickest time here, and this thing has scored also a very good total category points, which is really awesome. So thank you so much for whoever made this car, and a very good job on winning the challenge. So send me a message, send me a private message in of course in Discord, so you can claim your prize in this challenge. Good work, my friend, and of course thank you so much for participating, and thank you so much for creating a truly very fast beast here. Of course, some of the cars, because we have 5 extra cars that I didn't pick because those 5 cars have scored very very low category total point, which is not really efficient for a city, you know, sporty family hatchback. That's why I disqualified those 5 cars. But these 15 cars, all of them from the slowest one to the fastest one, are absolutely beautiful to drive. None of them is bad to drive, which is really really good. So the Velox ABM is our winner. Thank you so much for everyone who has you know, for participating in this challenge, and thank you so much for watching and of course for enjoying this video. So don't forget to hit that thumbs up, get subscribed, share the video if you want to share it, and of course if you like my work, if you like my channel, of course you can support the channel by signing up to my Patreon page, the link in the description below. And of course when you sign up to my Patreon page, you will be supporting the channel, you know, to buy new equipment, to buy new microphone, you know, for example, and of course you can get exclusive contents like behind the scenes. You can get special cars, special replicas, 4K wallpapers, and a special big thank you from me for supporting the channel. So thank you so much guys for watching. Thank you so much for creating all those amazing creations, and better luck next time for whoever got disqualified in this video and in this challenge. So thank you so much guys for watching, and I'm gonna see you very very soon with more amazing videos and so on, and goodbye for now, my friends.